sphere of life, in our day-to-day activities, we must be ethical. Ethical means we must follow certain guidelines that we do not harm through our reporting, through our writing, through our videos and graphics and all. And there are certain guidelines or ethics that we must remember when we write or when we deliver messages. Number one is we must maintain accuracy. Accuracy or credibility. Accuracy is that the correct information that we deliver to our audience. So the messages that we deliver, it should be always truthful. We must never divert ourselves away from the truth. Number one, how do we maintain this accuracy then? How do we maintain this accuracy? Number one is double check names of persons, double check names of places that you write in your report or news, and then double check the statistics. These are the three things. Double check names of places, and double check the statistics. For example, some of the Karbi names are very similar. If somebody tells you about a news, about an accident maybe, okay then, if your source is the person who tells you the news that something has happened somewhere else. So through the phone maybe you might have heard Donkey Bay has met with an accident. And then you must be feeling drowsy, like the way you feel drowsy right now maybe after lunch. You might be feeling very drowsy at that moment, and then you must be feeling lazy. So out of laziness, you might correct name of that. So instead of Donkey Bay, you heard Longbi Bay. Na? So when you don't listen carefully, that one error is already there in your report. And then places, names of places also. Your source must have told you that that person is from Tarabasa. I'm from Tarabasa, so I'm taking that example. That person, your source must have told you that it's Tarabasa. But there's another place, Theribasa. Theribasa is a bit far from Dokoka. Some of you might know the place. So this little difference, if we don't listen to our source carefully, if we don't recheck the facts and all, will make a big, huge difference. There will be a huge distortion. Correct niya support kila dakse accuracy bang kecok nang chok PPR nilo. Ti, lasi kai ta itong kaciri bang to na hindi. Munit amen longki po bang ma, longbi po bang ma, di therabasa po bang ma, tarabasa po bang ma. Lapen ke statistics, di statistics. Okay, kai ta accurate nang ji, di present student suicide rates is very high in India. Among all the mortality rates, student suicide rates is very high. So suppose if you're writing a report, if you're writing a news on suicide rates in India, maybe out of depression, out of peer pressure, the statistics that you write, it should be very accurate. If you write 10 out of 100 dies every day in India, but the correct information, the correct statistic is 20. You already made a mistake there. It's a big, huge difference, 10 and 20. No? So we should make sure about the statistics. And when you gather these statistics, names of places or information from the sources, your sources must be very reliable. Don't just listen to any Tom, Dick and Harry. Your sources must be very reliable. He or she should be a very trustworthy organization or person. Number one, how do we get these reliable sources? Through reliable official documents. Nang mekhang report long asap theng tip upon official documents approve of bank then your report will be very accurate, very credible. Number two, for a reliable source, you should gather experts from a particular field. For example, we just talked about student suicide rates. So if you want more accurate statistics, we must go to experts in maybe crime field, maybe the crime bureau in India. We can collect information from them. Maybe we could visit police stations. Reporters and journalists these days, since we find it hard to visit a few places of reliable sources of information, we sometimes avoid this as going to police station maybe, because soon chatiti police women kaching ki la pula ben ko penang ke avoid that we somehow avoid. But penang and information geti FIR ki pi hatak se first lazy matiti, let's not be lazy in gathering information from these places. And then number 3, reputable organizations. We just talked about suicides again. Let's take that example again. When you want to get more information, in-depth study, in-depth information on a particular topic, visiting reputable organization is also another method. Reputable organization in the sense, human trafficking is an in thing in Karbi Anglong right now. We see many missing persons each day in the news. So reports are Karbi Anglong, the rate is rising very much. So where do these missing children go? Some are being trafficked. We are so near to Dimapur and Kolkata and Guwahati, Dimapur lekele tanu te thelin theman podi a network the umakilatum. So they somehow go missing. So if you want to report on human trafficking, we must always visit organizations, the reliable organizations that do research or that do research on human trafficking, on human rights activists, organizations that deal with human rights activists, and student organizations like KSA in Karbi Anglong particularly. And then when we write report to maintain more accuracy, another thing is that we must seek multiple perspectives. Your source should not be one, your source should not be 2 or 3, but from different corners. From KSA, from police, and then from the local public, from the students. The perspectives should be very different. It's not only for journalists, for students as well. When you write for your paper presentation, find different sources. That way, your paper will have an in-depth presentation.